The songs that we sang last year for you were based upon the civil rights movement. This year, we are going back in time. We're going to sing an old spiritual. As you listen, understand that there are multiple meanings to the words that are being sung for you today. The song is called Soon I Will Be Done. It's arranged by William Dawson.
Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I'm going to live with God. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I want to meet my mother. I'm going to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. No more weeping and wailing. No more weeping and wailing. No more weeping and wailing. I'm going to live with God. No more weeping and wailing. 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 Weeping, no wailing. No more wailing. No more weeping. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, going home to live with God. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I'm going to live with God. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I want to meet my Jesus. I'm going to live with God. I'm going to live with God. I'm going to live with God.
All right, let's get up with another round of applause, right? All right, next up we have New Hood Poetry by the Poetry Club, performing by Azaria Knight and Timothy Barnes. Broken, battered,
and bruised,
made,
destroyed,
and simply misused.
the people here, the houses,
The economy here, the spouses.
what used to be a glamorous, glorious community that bloomed with lots of opportunity, filled exclusively with the black ethnicity, was unconstitutionally, brutally destroyed by drugs and death.
The destruction of an unusually happy and thriving community is seen by me as an atrocity. It fills me with sorrow, seeing these people suffer, seeing the old new employees live in old shelters.
Seeing adults break bones and stress working low-paid jobs, living in unlivable conditions.
Seeing the young get accustomed to that life, because they know not of the world that is broken.
So after learning about the communities that once thrived, I devised a plan. It is wrong for me to exist and continue.
I cannot see these people dying, crying, and screaming for help, and claim myself to be a proper human, African American, or person.
So I'm going to come and fix these homes.
I will gain wealth and restore health to these broken homes.
I'm going to renovate these broken, battered, bruised, and misused communities so that they are livable again.
I will reconstruct those glorious, glamorous homes so that the people no longer struggle, so that the young never struggle, so that the elders never crumble.
I'm going to reconstruct the hoods that used to be happy.
Next up on our performance list, we have World History First Hour. We'll be performing Lynch, written by Unique Williams.
Hurry up! Come on, I gotta get that big house. I ain't got all day. What's wrong with Mama? Slave has to just got home. He said he gotta do it. I heard him talk to some man. Lynch, I think his name was. He said he gotta do it good.
They always trying to do something.
No, but this is different. He said he gonna make us go against each other. He's gonna divide us. Make the light-skinned slaves in the house, hate the dark-skinned slaves in the field. He said that the young slaves hate the old slaves. What scared me the most, he said he's gonna ruin the entire black family. How can we do that? By changing the gender role. He said he's gonna have the men weak and have the women strong. He said he's gonna make us not even support each other anymore. That we will only trust the master. And what scared me the most, he said this plan will last for hundreds of years.
I don't see that plan working.
Girl, you know I can't stand her because she thinks she all that because she likes me. Leroy, you know it's cold outside, you just took a shower. Please put on a coat.
Grandma, leave me alone.
Why are you acting like this? What is wrong? I just came home from working a double shift. The only thing I said was, how was your day? You don't have to work, you don't cook, you don't clean, you're not acting in high education. I don't know what else you want from me.
I'm not happy. You are so boring. All my friends' husbands have the newest cars and the flyest clothes.
Your friends are miserable and their husbands are never at home. They don't go to church and they don't spend time with their families. Also, your friends work more than their husbands and they're one check from losing it all. I don't understand.
I went out of this marriage.
Really? But I love you. We can make this work.
I am a strong black woman. I don't need a man. I am so over you.
Colorism, discrimination based on skin color, also known as shadism, is a form of prejudice or discrimination based on social medias attached to skin color. Colorism is a form of self-hate in the black community. Instead of praising all our beautiful shades, we compare and sometimes berate each other. It has to stop. We are all beautiful.
As a black man, it is our job to protect and uplift the black women who will then nurture the next generation. Our role is vital in the community and in the household. We can help create confident kings and queens. We have a choice.
The phrase, strong black woman, can be empowering, but not too often it is used to isolate us from our male counterparts. There are gender roles in every healthy relationship. And though nothing is wrong with being a strong black woman, we must also accept that there is healthy roles. And every healthy home has room for both a strong man and a strong woman that must work together.
Willie Lynch, regardless of man or myth, regardless if he exists or not, it's easy to see the methods of slavery has plagued the communities for hundreds of years. But we are not helpless, for we can stop, think, and change.
Next up, we have World History Performing Arts Guild Performing Animal, also written by Monique Williams.
Look at her. You know what she did?
No, what would she do? What? You are an animal. You gonna rot one day.
Many people think that I am an animal, cold-blooded, but I don't regret what I did. What did I do? I killed my children. Why? That's a long story, but I'll make it short. My name is Margaret Garner. I was born in slavery on a plantation in Kentucky. I was separated from my family, starved, endured backbreaking beatings and backbreaking work. I was humiliated in ways the human mind could not even imagine. My body didn't belong to me. I was raped, degraded, and stripped of all hope.
When my husband said we were going to escape to freedom, I was worried. So many people tried and so many people died. But I will walk through the fires of hell if it meant that my children didn't have to suffer the way that I did. I was pregnant 6 months along when we escaped to freedom. The whole river, Ohio River, froze, solid to the core. One night, we walked clear straight across the river, leaving Kentucky, and the horrors of slavery behind us. But hope died for us when we realized that our master's crew was coming for us. Our last stop to freedom was our cabin. We looked out the window and we were surrounded. As marshals beat on the door, a piece of me died. I pictured my life, and I decided I didn't want my children to suffer the way that I did. I decided they were better off dead than suffer the way that I did. I picked up a knife. I looked at my 2-year-old. She smiled at me with so much love in her eyes, so much light, and I killed her. I turned to my other children and unsuccessfully tried to save. They sent me back across the river that at one point held so much hope. I held my last remaining child in my arms, a newborn infant. She smiled at me, so much life. A life that would be lost in a brutal system we call slavery. I kissed her forehead, and I dropped her in the river. Not a day goes by that I don't think about my children. As toil the earth and endure the overtaker's whip, I find happiness knowing my children are with God. They will never know pain or sorrow or despair, what we feel every day. So am I an animal? Am I?
Slavery!
No more cotton picking!
We free! No more whippings! We free to live our lives!
The American dream!
Equality for all! Woo! Sweet chariot. I bet you guys are wondering why we're so sad. What changed?
Our hopes and dreams are just that, dreams.
When 13 minutes passed, we were expected to be treated like equals, human beings, citizens. That didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen. Construction took a turn for the worse.
It started slow. A law here, a law there.
And before we knew it, there were hundreds of laws on the books.
So we've been working plantations, getting whipped, chained, and starved.
You probably already realized we broke the law.
What did you do?
I didn't have a job. I got one here at this plantation.
I supposedly broke the 6 p.m. curfew, but it was only 5:10 p.m. I got 1 year.
I stood too close to a white person. I got 2 years.
I sold pig.
Wait, what? Huh?
What? It was sickly. My family was starving. I got 5 years.
Would there ever be a time when we're treated as human beings and not animals?
Go there.
Next up, we have an African dance performed by the Junior Dance Company.
And now, the Performing Arts Guild will be giving you some facts.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Since we are here celebrating our Black heritage, we would like to take a minute to give you some fun facts.
Did you know, as a child, Muhammad Ali was refusing an autograph by his boxer, Sugar Ray Robinson? When Ali became a prize fighter, he vowed never to deny any autograph, which he honored throughout his career.
Did you know, after African-American performer Josephine Baker moved to France, she famously smuggled military intelligence to French allies during World War II. She did this by pinning secrets inside her dress as well as hiding in her sheet.
Did you know, scientist and mathematician Benjamin Baker is credited with helping to design the blueprints for Washington, D.C.?
Did you know Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall said that he was punished for misbehavior in school by being forced to recite the Constitution, immediately memorizing it?
Did you know politician, educator, and Brooklyn native Shirley Chisholm survived 3 assassination attempts during her campaign for the 1972 Democratic nomination to the U.S. presidency?
Did you know female science fiction author Octavia Butler was dyslexic? Despite her disorder, she went on to win Hugo and Nebula Awards for her writing as well as Genius Grant from the MacArthur Foundation.
Did you know Strange Fruit, the song about black lynching in the South, made famous by blues singer Billie Holiday, was originally a poem written by April Miracle, a Jewish school teacher from the Bronx, New York.
Okay, please give a round of applause to Benjamin Colden, who will be reciting his own poem titled Our Endeavors.
So, are we good or are we bad? Well, I'm glad to say that some of our hard work paid off. We aren't being chased down like stray dogs. We don't have to obey the man's unjust laws. We don't have to pray that every day a band of stray racists violate our civil rights and assault us mentally, physically, or sexually, and get away with it by deeming it to be something innocent like child's play. Nowadays, we can stand up for ourselves without being slapped up, shot up, or smacked up. We aren't where we used to be. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're all good. Covert racism isn't over, it just hasn't overted itself like it has in the 40s. You see, what we need to do is we need to band together because blacks are still being unjustly shot up, smacked up, and put into lockdown. So we need to band together. But banding together doesn't mean we need to burn the flag and kill all whites. That doesn't mean we need to harbor destruction and ignite a revolution. Banding together means we just need to sit back and subtly seize all that we struggle for. Simple things like supporting our black-owned businesses, supporting our creativity, and supporting one another's struggles will lead to worldwide black-owned businesses, more black movie makers, bakers, dentists, designers, biochemists, and more. Banding together will lead to safer communities and more immunity to society's covert racism. Banding together will rid us of everything that has plagued us ever since we were dragged here into America. So, it's simple. We just need to band together and rise to the top of the world.
All right, next up on our performance list, we have The Box, written by Monique Williams, played by Jeremiah Hayden.
Look at this box. What do you see? This is the box. Most people do. Me, I saw possibility. I saw hope. I saw freedom. My name is Huey Brown. Call me Huey Box Brown. Weird nickname, isn't it? I like it. I am. It was 1849. My wife and kids had just gotten sober. I didn't have anything to live for, so I decided to run away. But how? How could I run away without being caught? And it came to me through mail. I could mail myself to freedom. But how can one mail themselves? It's impossible. So I got two of my friends, and with a lot of persuasion, we decided to help. We built a box. It was 2 feet deep, 2 feet wide, 3 feet long. It was a tight squeeze, but I couldn't risk raising suspicion. We marketed as dry goods. I couldn't risk being put on nicer words. I carried with me a bottle of water and a few biscuits, just to keep myself comfortable. Couldn't risk having to, go. For 26 hours, I spent in that box. My muscles weak. I could feel the temperature vary as well as my oxygen. I fainted a few times, but that was mainly when I was upside down. Could you imagine standing on your head for hours at a time with your only support being your neck? I couldn't either. Upside down, face down, on my back, I endured, I suffered, I cursed, prayed, almost cried once too. Finally, my journey was over. I was free, and I would do it all over again. Now look at this box. What do you see?
Okay, now third hour, which is our hour, we'll be performing The Fighters, led by Zeta Davis, me, Jacqueline Simmons, and Monique Williams.
The person you see before you is Larry Murders. He is a black citizen who began his work at the very beginning of the Reconstruction era.
Before I became a senator, I worked as a barber. As I started to become a young black, very educated man, I became a pastor with somewhat of a comic background. I gave powerful, brave speeches about the many black slaves that had little to no freedom.
That's right. Iron was an excellent speaker. He made black people fight for their freedom. And that's how he used his power as senator to help. Even with the congressional office, trying to knock him down, he found the way.
I worked hard to get this spot at that time. I built a legacy for myself. My main focus and issue was dealing with civil rights, including the integration of school and equal opportunities for black workers. They needed a voice and I provided one for them. I fought for my people.
Hiring wanted to secure and friendship, education, and employment eligibility for African Americans, and he worked on this mission throughout his political career.
Audience, meet Coretta Scott King, age 29, mother of Yolanda King, wife of Martin Luther King Jr., January 31st, 10:45 p.m.
My home where I lay my head is no longer safe. Not for me, Martin, or my baby Luke. They shoot bullets through my doors. Wooden windows are behind it, and I'm on thirst. They are really willing to blow my whole house up.
January 30th, 9:15 p.m., the King's house was bombed. No one was harmed. Martin Luther King Jr. was at a meeting. Coretta and Yolanda were in the back of the house.
When is enough? People put on my whole family because my husband and I fight for us right. We attend walks and preach the words of God. And this is what we see. We are saved no matter where we are. Should I ask him to stop? Should I ask him to think about our safety? Or is fighting for the greater good worth more? At the end, I stand by my husband. I support his hopes and dreams. I want equal civil rights for everyone.
The day is November 4th, 1960, in New Orleans, Louisiana. A federal mandate was just passed to enforce the integration law, which was passed 5 years prior. A A young Ruby Bridges and her mother are waking up for school.
Today's the day, honey. Remember what we talked about. You have to be ready. Some people might hit you. They might hit you if you need to, but you have to be ready. Today I want to give you a few of my angels to help protect you. Don't you need one of those angels? I will be fine here. Just remember everything I told you. Education is everything. You've been doing this for yourself and countless others. I'm scared. It's okay to be scared, baby. You're starting new school and you're a first grader. Any situation is you need. The law says that blacks and whites can attend the same school together, and you are one of 4 students who are allowed to enroll. It's going to be scary and very hard, but you have to be ready for one. I will.
When Ruby arrived to school that day, she was met by a protesting mob. The federal marshals had to escort her for her safety. That day, all the teachers except one refused to teach while a black student was allowed in the school. Within the first week, the majority of the white students withdrew. Teachers remained for the entire school year. Ruby and her teacher were the only ones inside the classroom. Ruby attended integrated schools all the way through high school.
Okay, now we have our step team stepping to Be Free. Choreographed by India Peasant and Malachi Hampton. Give it up for them.
Southfield! Slow it down, let me see you stop! Stop! You can't touch us, let me stop! Hey! To the people of the black community who have been beaten, bruised, battered, and banged up, but are still not broken by any efforts to butcher them mentally and physically. Exported, enslaved, incarcerated, incriminated, injured, insulted, and inundated with intimidation. Our past was full of hatred and pain. We are beaten and chained, separated and contained, yet all of these inhumane practices haven't affected us. We still grow past all of this adversity to be great. Alpha fight, Alpha up! First intercollegiate college, founded for African American men in 1906. Kappa Alpha Psi started in 1911 at Indiana University. Phi Beta Sigma fraternity incorporated. Started in 1914 at Howard University. Started in 1963, Morgan State University. In honor of our black history, watch us step like them.
March of Wisdom. Senza Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, founded on January 16, 1920. And their motto is a community-conscious, action-oriented organization. Sigma Gamma Rho, founded in 1922, and their motto is greater service, greater progress.
Now tell me.
The dance floor sing, the ladies don't quit, the fellas sitting back, and they twisting like a feather. Get some, get some, get some, get some, get some, get some, get
performed by the Arts Guild written by Monique Williams.
Get your shoes and pull on, we're gonna be late.
But my show's still on.
I'm almost gonna join my teacher.
Don't make me say it again.
Okay.
Grandma, are you coming with us?
Where are you going?
We're going to get the flu shot.
Flu shot? I'm not putting that poison in my body.
Poison?
I'm gonna beat my kids that nonsense. Nonsense? You can trust those doctors if you want to, but I know the truth.
What's your name?
Then experiment on blacks.
Tell us more.
I lived in Macon County, Alabama, where a disease called syphilis is spread rapidly. I watched friends go to the doctor and search for a cure, and you know what they gave them? Fake penicillin shots. I watched their bodies slowly deteriorate from disease, and I watched them die horrible deaths. And you want to know what made it worse? Those doctors didn't care. They didn't care about the lives of those women. They didn't care about the countless number of children getting born with the disease. They didn't care. We were disposable. Mama, that sounds terrible. But this is the year 2019, and our lives matter. Black lives matter. I hope so, dear. I hope so.
Okay, give it up for flu shot. Okay, now we will have Life of Crime by the Performing Arts Guild, written by Monique Williams.
Hey guys, guess what?
What's that?
Nothing. He's an engagement ring.
Matthew proposed.
Actually, he did. One of his tonight to get married.
Look, I know you love Matthew. He treats you like a queen, but you guys didn't even sit in the same restaurant together. Did you think this out?
No, she didn't think this through. You foolish girl, are you that dumb to think love can conquer all?
Hush, G. Is dating illegal? Remember when Joe simply asked a white woman to go on a date?
They found him swinging from a tree.
Matthew was got happy syndrome.
Matthew can't protect you when the world says, when the law says it's an abomination.
Shut up, G. Where are you gonna live?
You can't live with the whites and you can't live with the blacks.
Please, Autumn, think this through.
You can't be satisfied.
Please, Autumn, don't do this. Don't start with like a crime.
Next up, we have an African dance performed by the Southfield Dance Company. Give it up.
done. This is a monologue from the Southfield A&T original stage play, More Than Human, written by myself.
See, but that's the thing. I am different. I'm different from you, and I'm a hell of a lot different from her. You don't know me. I promise you don't know me. I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm not afraid of anybody, because I can't afford to be, ever. See, I hate when people call me the mad black person. Oh, I'm angry. Yes, I get angry a lot. We all can acknowledge that I'm angry, but never why. I hear comments from people like Mr. Lively, a teacher who's here to educate me, and doesn't. And that makes me angry. I hear black women being called out of their names when they should be called queens and princesses, because they're just as worthy as anybody with such a title. And that makes me angry. I hear black people being described with words of hate instead of words of love. And that makes me angry. It makes me so angry, and I stay angry. My mom used to tell me when I was little, your life is either defined by the system or by the way you defy the system. So I live in that truth. And if I get suspended because of what I said to Mr. Lively, then so be it. I know what I did, and I'm proud of it. So before you choose to judge me, before you choose to turn your nose up at me and look the other way because I'm just another mad black person, look around you. The world that we live in is more mad than I could ever pretend to be. Thank you.
Okay, next, the Performing Arts Guild will be doing the Black Panel Advancement, written by Monique Williams.
Thank you, Jenny, for coming out today. We have a major decision to make. You all have chosen to decide the fate of Black America. This will be a very hard task, but I know you can. I understand a lot has changed in your time on this earth, but we are still very proud.
I think we all know why we are far behind.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is W.E. Du Bois, civil rights activist and founder of the NAB movement. We are far behind because we're still operating under separate but equal doctrines.
Washington, Booker T. Washington, black leader and advocate for black slavery, especially for advancement. All due respect, separate but equal, stricken down by brown for board of education.
It was stricken down, but never fully removed. It was fully present in the No Child Left Behind policy, which clearly gave more funding to schools that had test scores. How's that equal? Fair? If black children stop at disadvantage, how they ever get equal funding?
Blacks had the opportunity to do Reconstruction. I told you, they should get themselves together first, pursue the trade, and then worry about education. Equal education wasn't going anywhere. If they would have done that, they would have the necessary needs to have passed the test.
Dr. King. Dr. Martin Luther King, civil rights activist. It is apparent that we haven't reached the equality that we thought we would, and that we need to work with the government in order to achieve it. I mean, eventually with enough persistence and hard work, we'll reach full equality.
Mr. X. Malcolm X, civil rights leader. When will we truly fight for our inherent rights? When will we? For hundreds of years, we have to stop hoping and waiting and praying for change, but must make change happen. We must take it. For hundreds of years, we have taken the passive road, and now we must strike with aggression.
Well, I mean, think about it. We can gain equality without bloodshed battles. I mean, even the harshest oppression has some type of conscience.
Conscience? It's apparent that the beliefs of radical racist stereotypes overshadow any form of conscience. Where was the conscience when countless blacks were being tortured and hung? Where was the conscience when Emmett Till and Trayvon Martin was killed? Come on, somebody. Where was the conscience when countless blacks were being tortured and hung every day just because they were standing their ground?
You make a good point. And I think I can say that we are where we thought we would be in our English flights.
I told you, we aren't ready.
We are ready. We were ready. We are not inferior. We're capable and able to be successful.
How can we achieve this goal? Working with the system we were given and showing the government we can perform any task.
We need to respect ourselves while we make respect others.
We need to embrace all opportunity, seek out all forms of education, strive to be productive members of the society, and role models in the community.
But can we do it?
We can.
We can. I think we can.
I know we can. But it's ultimately up to you. Are you capable?
Are y'all capable?
Make some more noise. For us to get to where we are now, conversations like that had to happen. Okay, now we will have the concert band play Southern Hymn Why We Kneel, confirmed by 4th Hour World History. This play is so informational. Like, you gotta listen closely and pay attention to every word they're saying. Huh? They loud, okay? But y'all gotta be on your turn though. Y'all gotta cheer and y'all hype them up. Okay, welcome to the stage.
My name is Colin Kaepernick. I'm the American football star who started the national anthem protest. I am not going to stand up and show pride in a country that oppresses black people and people of color. Then my protest was on the news and the wave of football players followed my example. I am willing to risk it all to be about change. Are you?
My name is Mariana Taylor and I'm 11 years old. On February 20th, I wanted to protest sexism and racism. So I took the knee during the Pledge of Allegiance and my teacher told me to get off the ground, and if I didn't, I would be punished. I left the room in tears. My teacher, who should have supported me, persecuted me. On July 10th, I testified against sexism and racism against my very own school. It wasn't easy, but change starts with me. I will continue to take a kneel because someone has to take the stand.
Taking the movement is not anti-government, and we are not anti-police. All we want is to be treated equally. All we want is equal opportunity, equal education, and equal rights.
I kneel for equality. I kneel for the people judged for their color. I kneel to protest police brutality.
I kneel for people of color.
I kneel to protest racism. I kneel for education.
I kneel for freedom.
I kneel for social injustice.
I kneel to end violence.
I kneel to stop oppression.
Will you kneel? Yeah!